Indeed, Pursuit of Happiness is one of my favorite films, and it's one of those films that have always been my go-to with respect to any situation in life. The film as a whole conveys a lot of different meanings, and every time you rewatch it, a different lesson comes out of it. Uh, there are a lot of subtle things that they try to enunciate in the movie, and most of them get missed within the subtext and subplot. So the smallest things stay with you as you rewatch the films. Okay, so let's assume when Chris is doing some work and some unexpected thing happens to him. You don't know, like let's assume he's just crossing the road for something and he gets hit by the car. You don't know that would happen, right? He loses his shoe, and he goes back to his internship. And I mean, these are all spoiler alerts, but the crux of the matter is that a lot of unexpected things happen to him in a most realistic way. So that's what stays with you.
Hi Nachiket, welcome to Spoiler Alert with me, Cinephile Sanket. So Nachiket, how are you first of all? And like in this episode, we are discussing one of your favorite films, which is called The Pursuit of Happiness, which stars Will Smith and his son Jaden Smith. So first of all, actually, please introduce yourself and then please introduce this great film.
So first of all, Sanket, thanks a lot for inviting me here. And it's always a pleasure to come to your podcast and talk about films and learn about films from you. So thanks a lot for that. And yeah, I'm Nachiket and I love watching films, making films, and indeed, Pursuit of Happiness is one of my favorite films, and it's one of those films that have always been my go-to with respect to any situation in life. So yeah, that's the gist of Pursuit of Happiness and me.
Okay, first of all, Nachiket, can you tell me when did you watch this film for the first time, and what was your experience then? And I believe you have told me multiple times that you have watched this film many times over the years. What was your experience when you rewatched this film, and like when you rewatched this film just before recording this podcast? So just tell me all about it.
So honestly, I watched this film way back actually, probably 6 to 7 years back when I was in my ninth grade. Okay, and ninth or tenth grade. It was 2015 or 16, if I'm not wrong, and that was quite some while. And instantly, I didn't get hooked to it. I had to rewatch it to understand the meaning of it. I rewatched it in 11th, if I'm not wrong, and that is 5 years back, 5 6 years back, and that's when I actually understood the meaning of the film. You know what it conveys, what it's trying to say, because the film as a whole conveys a lot of different meanings, and every time you rewatch it, a different lesson comes out of it. Uh, there are a lot of subtle things that they try to enunciate in the movie, and most of them get missed within the subtext and subplot. So it's really important for anyone to rewatch any film as they get to know more about the film by rewatching it. So yeah.
Oh wow! Actually, I also watched this film back in 2016. I believe it was in 2016 that my friend told me to watch this film. Since I was just beginning to watch all those Hollywood films, I was getting hooked by all those major blockbuster kind of in Hollywood films, which Hollywood is most famous for. So I started watching all those films like Forrest Gump, Shawshank, and Redemption. And my friend told me that there's a film which stars Will Smith. Obviously, you know Will Smith. He was in uh, Men in Black, yeah, Men in Black, and all those films. So you should definitely watch this. And I watched it, and obviously the initial reaction was, "Oh wow, such an inspiring story, and like such a good story from rags to riches and all those stuff." But over the years, I actually forgot what used to happen in the film. And so over the years, actually, I couldn't recall what city was this film based on, like sorry, set on, which was actually San Francisco. But I actually thought it was New York, since like all those brokerage and like stock market and Wall Street firms are in New York. That's the main reason. But I think that was irrelevant, but it's okay. Like actually, I thought about that as well. But and also the other things which stuck in my mind was the in the third act, I think, when Will Smith and his son, Chris Gardner and his son Chris Gardner Jr., both of them were waiting in the line for to enter that motel, or the facility. I am just forgetting it, but that
Social service,
social
social
service,
service
exactly,
home.
the church service, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, a service which was sponsored by the church. So and that thing actually was, that thing struck into my mind, where like they were just so poor, when they were just like stuck in that line, and he was so much frustrated. But actually, when I rewatched this film just before recording this podcast, like I was like I have watched many rags to riches story, but not like this, because like I don't know, but very specific scenes actually hit me, because there was one particular scene where uh, Chris Gardner and his son were sleeping in a bathroom, and that was one point where I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And I was so heartbroken when I watched that scene. Like I don't know, when I watched this for the first time, I had this reaction or not, but I definitely so after watching this right now, this scene and the film in particular in general will stay in my mind for a long time, I'm sure. But like, did you experience any other scenes as well? Like obviously this scenes will also stay with you, I believe, but like, were there any other scenes as well?
Yeah, so I mean, see, the most known scene, yeah, the bathroom scene where he's sleeping with his son after going through everything. Of course, that's the climax, and everyone gets heartbroken. But I think uh, the smallest things stay with you as you rewatch the films. Okay, so let's assume, when Chris is doing some work and some unexpected thing happens to him. You don't know, like let's assume he's just crossing the road for something and he gets hit by the car. You don't know that would happen, right? He loses his shoe, and he goes back to his internship. And I mean, these are all spoiler alerts, but the crux of the matter is that a lot of unexpected things happen to him in a most realistic way. So that's what stays with you. Like, of course, the climax stays with you. Like, all those scenes which have well scripted, well written, well performed, and well executed will, of course, stay with you. But the chance of improvement and growth that happens while watching a film is on the parts where you know for a fact that that could have been improvised, and that is improvised. When you read the trivia and check it out, oh, that was improvised. So that was the magic on set, right? That was
Mhm.
magic on set, and it looks beautiful on screen. So a lot of such things have been taking place in the film on the film set while that was being shot. So yeah, the smallest of the smallest things are there which can be taken away. Like the main boss asking Chris for giving him $5 so they can go and travel from the and he checks his wallet and he only has $10 in his wallet. So all of that, the smallest of the smallest things make a lot of realistic impact. So yeah.
Oh, you just said one of the like most perfect things just right now, because earlier in the film, when he was traveling in the cab, and he checked his wallet, that he didn't have enough money to just pay the cab driver. And actually that that scene kind of broke my heart as well. Uh, there comes a moment in time in everyone's grown up life, so obviously, who is a struggling person, so there comes a moment in their life when they have to pay the cab, but they fucking don't have that kind of money to give to that person, or to that employee, or to that driver. That's so, like, I actually felt for Will Smith. I don't know, obviously everyone felt for it, I also felt for that cab driver as well, and I also felt for Will Smith's character, Chris Gardner, where like he didn't have any option to just like ignore it and like just run for it. Like and even that was one of the most funniest things ever. And like he was just leaving the cab, and he also like realized that he he also had that bone machine, like I'm forgetting the name, but like it was the bone machine,
Bone density scanner.
bone
Yeah,
density scanner machine. So he just forget that. And it was such a funny thing that was. And it's such absolutely brilliant that the scene was. And even I actually heard like in just a few months back, I actually heard a story from someone that like like actually, because of that story which I heard, uh, i I could relate to this film, because he actually told me, yeah, that he's actually a very rich guy, but like he told me that I like at one point of time I actually slept on a railway platform. And that kind of struggle I have been. So like I know the value of money. And like at the end of the film, like they actually have like they haven't shown that like they have the value of money and all that, but like they have shown that they are actually free, and they like they will be living a better life. And that actually like kind of have a good message, like a good takeaway from the film. I actually like that instance as well.
right, right, right. I mean, yeah. I mean, what you've said is true, completely true. All the stories which show rag to riches, and they have certain points where they look up to or look down to, where they think, hey, this happened to me, and I've gone through this. I might as well go through anything that comes in my way. So it's the point where they look at back in their lives, and that drives them forward. That's the irony of it, where you look back and get driven in your prosperous future. So I mean, yeah, Chris Gardner is one of the very good examples of how a person has gone through everything. And I'm pretty sure it's a film, so a lot of it must have been uh, you know dramatized or extrapolated just for the fact that it's a film. Pretty sure about that. But at the same time, one should not disregard or disembark the fact that Chris Garner hasn't gone through all of it. When the entire film ends, you can that the cherry on the top, when he's actually walking both Will Smith and Jaden Smith, and Chris Garner just walks beside them like a complete badass. Actually, yeah, that was a very nice move. So yeah, and after that they reveal as to Chris Gardner has sold his stake in the firm and by a multi-million-dollar deal, and basically state his success story as fact later on, so people can get motivated to actually understand. Yeah, so
But
that's a
in
true
this
thing.
in this film, actually I noted that like he was not a good for nothing kind of guy. Like he was not a failure kind of a guy, like where people like he was a school dropout or something. He was a pretty smart guy, like not just like he was good with maths. And that's the main reason he actually passed the internship program, and like the internship exam. That's the main reason. And like he also mentioned this when he was just stating his skills, and like he was stating his accomplishments. So that's the main reason I actually like uh, felt for that character, like for that character Chris Gardner, because like he was not like a failure kind of a person in like in a student life as well. So I actually felt good for him as well. Like but actually, if I might ask you, what like is this your favorite Will Smith performance? Like, or there are there any other as well for you?
Honestly, I was introduced to Will Smith with this film, so I have to be biased with my answer. I saw Men in Black after that, so I can't just say that Men in Black में उसका बढ़िया performance था. Of course, बढ़िया performance था. He had an amazing, acting career with a lot of different films. But I was introduced to him by this film, so I'll always be biased to this film. There is no chance that I can say he was good in this role better than this role. So I'll always be biased with it. Yeah, that would
But like
probably be the best.
any other performance did you like of Will Smith apart from this film?
I'm not able to recollect the most instant Will Smith film that comes in my mind. The latest ones, yes, but they're not the ones that I like. I think I had watched other Will Smith movies back in the day, but Men in Black, of course, being one of them. But I was not a big fan of Man in Black. Like his performance. Of course, it's a great performance, but I was not a big fan because I was introduced to to the actor in Pursuit of Happiness. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not able to recollect, but yeah,
Mhm.
if I get, I'll tell you.
Sure, sure, sure. Actually, I actually miss him to do like I actually miss him
Action.
no, no, no. I actually
You miss.
miss him uh like not doing these kind of films. Like I think his
Uh,
only Oscar nomination was for this film, like only because like yeah, no, 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 he actually had done Ali also playing Muhammad Ali
yeah,
in
Muhammad Ali.
his biopic, but like actually like, I'm craving that. I hope that Will Smith plays these kind of like good roles,
A
like not
common
just
man role.
a common
Hmm.
man role. Exactly, absolutely right. A common man role, like not just take up action movies like Gemini Man and all those action movies. That those are like I don't know, I haven't watched all those films, but like after like reading all those reviews of the film, like I'm not
Even I didn't watch it.
yeah, like I'm not in a mood to watch all those films, but I'm actually missing the real Will Smith, the Will Smith which was playing all those characters like Chris Gardner and Muhammad Ali, and like I'm like missing that. So I hope that one day Will Smith will get back to his roots. I actually like got to know that he passed on to Django Unchained. Like I hoped if Will Smith had played Django Unchained's lead character,
Oh
so
my
that
God,
would
I
be
didn't know
great.
that.
Yeah, I just got to know that
Okay.
like it may be true or it may not be true, but like he was being offered Django Unchained, but like hope so. Like he like sometimes does a great film as well. So since he's also a producer, he also has a chance to like choose and even develop a film as well. Like so, I hope that. But like even since you are a fan of films which are based on business and like Wall Street and all those films, since uh, like is this your favorite film from that lot?
Honestly, to be very honest, yes, it will be a favorite in terms of humanity. Okay, because I'll tell you why. Because it all comes back down to what happiness is and what happiness is. And in this film, they have perfectly described it. It's always a pursuit towards happiness. It's a pursuit of happiness. You don't reach that phase of happiness ever. It's always a pursuit towards it. You think you will reach after doing this XYZ thing, but you do that XYZ thing and then realize, oh, that's not happiness. Let's go ahead and find another gold mine which can make me happy. So it's a pursuit of happiness, irrespective of wherever you go, however you go. So that's always a constant reminder to every entrepreneur, every business owner, or every common man, to be honest, that hey, hope, but at the same time, be realistic.
Okay.
Because if you look at the film,
Mm-hmm.
it is very realistic. He almost took the chance of giving up on the internship by calling Jay to Israel and saying that, hey, I might not be able to. Like yeah, he said that to him. I might not able because it's a unpaid internship,
Unpaid internship. Yeah.
and yeah, and he was in those circumstances where he could not afford to actually take up an unpaid internship. So he told it to him like, hey, there might be a chance I'm not taking. So it's being realistic at the end of the day, having hope, but at the same time being realistic. So that's always a mantra, I think, for most business owners, entrepreneurs, and people of a kind that have a goal or in that lot in that space. So yeah, it'll be the best of that lot. Honestly, there's so many business movies, there's so many entrepreneurial movies like The Founder, The Big Short. Uh,
Social
there are so many, I
Network.
think. Social Network, absolutely. So I mean, by all means, all of them are great. They all convey a message, but all of them are based on based on like Social Network is based on, come on, like you're the richest person of one of the richest people of the planet. It's based on him. Then Ray, I mean, Founder was based on Ray Kroc. He was the richest, one of the richest people back then, in 80s, 70s, because of so all of these are based on extremely high net worth successful stories. not a lot of them are based on someone like a Chris Garner. He's a normal, common dude. Yeah, he's just a normal, common dude going through a normal life, and he just had a beautiful life after all the hardship that uh, like that he went through. And after that, he just the facts are just stating that he sold his minority stake and he's living a comfortable life. It's basically a very realistic, believable story. It's not like a success painting. It's not a success painting where you paint all the numbers, facts, and figures to get all eyeballs. So yeah, so that's what intrigues me about this movie. It's a rag to riches, of course, in the most cliche sense, but at the same time having a realistic approach towards how things can go wrong within a person's life and how he can take measures to overcome them.
And even you said it correctly that like he like all those films like The Founder and The Social Network, all those films were based on people which had like multi-billion-dollar net worth, and like all those films, all those billionaires who have offices all around the world. But like unlike this film, so unlike Chris Gardner just is living a happy life right now, and like he just like he isn't that rich compared to I don't know, like he might not be rich compared to Mark Zuckerberg and the founder of McDonald's, but like he has made an impact for himself, like I feel, and
Exactly.
that's what this films tells us,
He's all
and
about.
exactly it's all about. So like it's said so much beautifully. So I just like I just love this film so much. That's the most, that's the main reason. So thank you so much, Nachiket, like for coming to my podcast. Like it's been a real pleasure having you like come and speak about a film which you like the most. So like I'm happy to have you over here.
Hey man, thanks you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to talk about films and learn from you. It's always been a pleasure and always be. So I'll look forward for the next podcast where I can learn something else also and learn from you about more and more about films and how films are made and how films are analyzed and how we talk about films. So yeah, thanks a lot for inviting me over. It's been a great, nice talk.
Wow, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Yes, absolutely. See you soon. Stay safe.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.